Now the next thing we're going to talk about here is how we will be able to customize this knowledge base and where this knowledge base is being loaded from. We're going to talk about that in here, and we'll go through an example and how we will be able to modify the default knowledge base and also create new knowledge bases to be able to associate feature types to the operation in here. And in order to go over this, I am going to go ahead and bring in another part in here, and we'll talk about the workflow of how this is being done. So I have another example loaded in here on my graphic screen. So I'm going to go into the Features tab and select Automatic Feature Detection. So when I select Automatic Feature Detection, this is exactly similar to what we looked at earlier. It identifies the different types of features in here. So we have planar face features, we have prismatic pocket features, open prismatic pockets, and we also have whole feature operations in here. And in addition to that, we have chamfer features on it. Now, under the Features tab, you have several different tools and controls in here. Now, as you go into Create Machining Knowledge Base for Milling Features, this displays on the left pane here, it displays all the available features that can be identified or detected. And over on the right side, once you select Load Automatic Feature Machining Knowledge Base, which is Load AFM Knowledge Base, it loads the default knowledge base that's mapped and saved in your installation folder. So as you take a look at each of these operation types, now the system has automatically, we have a mapping in the knowledge base for a roughing operation. You could have boss features. You could also have planar face features for it. So for example, if you pick planar face on the left pane, it tells you that what are the operation types a planar face can be programmed. So a planar face can be programmed in a roughing operation, a facing operation, and a profiling operation. So you can drag and drop these features from the left pane over to the right pane. If you pick a prismatic close pocket, you could be programming either a pocketing operation and then do a finishing with a profiling operation. If you choose a prismatic open pocket, you'll notice that you could program facing and profiling operations. So as you select each of these operations in here, it automatically filters the operation types that can be used with. So for example, if I choose a step pocket, I could do a pocketing and a profiling operation. So if you have a fillet feature, you could be programming a filleting operation with it. So this knowledge base in here, the Load AFM knowledge base, is basically found in the Feature Machining Knowledge Base folder. So as you go into your CAM preferences and select the Features option, you will notice that there's Automatic Feature Machining Knowledge Base, and by default, you'll notice that this is saved under the Visual CAM 2018 and then Feature-Based Machining KBs folder. If you're running RhinoCam 2018, you'll find it in RhinoCam 2018 and Feature-Based Machining. And there's two knowledge bases in there, the default AFM inch, and there's a default AFM mm for millimeter units. So if you're working in inch units, it's automatically mapped to the default AFM inch knowledge base. If you're working in the millimeter units, it's mapped to the millimeter units knowledge base. And that's automatically set in here when you run the application. So as you go in and choose Create Machining Knowledge Base for Milling Features, and if you click on Load AFM Knowledge Base, it basically loads all the operations that are established in that particular knowledge base. Now let's talk about how we can modify this and customize this. If you take a look at this knowledge base, there aren't any whole features on this default knowledge base. So when I go ahead and program the automatic feature machining, so when you pick automatic feature machining, this actually generates the toolpaths from the from the feature that's just identified and maps it to the operations that are in your knowledge base automatically. So as you can see here, the facing operation was set to automatically program for planar face and open prismatic pocket. So you have two operations, one for the planar face, one for the open prismatic pocket. You have a pocket operation generated for the closed prismatic pocket, a profile operation for the planar face, for the open and closed prismatic pockets. You have a slotting operation program for the slot features, and you have a chamfer operation for the chamfers that are identified on this part.